It's been just under 5 months since Cour 2 of the Thousand Year Blood War arc anime had wrapped up. Since then, we haven't really had much news on Cour 3 aside from the drop of 2 short preview trailers, one of them releasing right at the end of Cour 2 and another releasing in December with Jump Festa. We know that Cour 3 is going to be titled The Conflict and is going to feature a lot more anime original scenes than both Cour 1 and Cour 2. Now, with the lack of information, fans have been left wondering what on earth is going on with Cour 3. After the first part of the Thousand Year Blood War arc anime had wrapped up in December of 2022, we immediately had a lot of information about Cour 2, which revealed that after 6 months, the next part of the Thousand Year Blood War arc anime would begin in July of 2023, just 6 months after the first part had wrapped up. If Cour 3 had followed a very similar time span, then it would have started airing in the spring of 2024, so in April of this year. But this definitely doesn't seem to be the case. In this video, I want to detail all of the information that we have on Cour 3 from the comments that Kubo has made on his official fan club Outside, as well as some details that we're getting about Studio Pierrot and how internal changes are being made with the animation studio, which may impact Bleach and other works that are animated by Pierrot. In addition to this, we can also learn more about Cour 3 based on some new information that we've learnt about the Blu-rays of Cour 2. So this video is going to catch you up to speed with all of the latest information about the Bleach anime, so you definitely do not want to miss it. So definitely stick around until the very end of the video, as I'll be predicting when Cour 3 is going to be airing. Now, the first topic on the agenda is about the launch of the Blu-ray and DVD release of Cour 2 of the Thousand Year Blood War arc anime. Originally, the physical media release of Cour 2 The Separation was scheduled to drop on February 28th, but this has been postponed to the 27th of March. We know that there were some changes made to Cour 1 of the Thousand Year Blood War arc anime with the release of the Blu-ray and DVD. I did a complete broadcast version versus Blu-ray comparison back when the Blu-rays for Cour 1 had released. Hopefully, I'll be doing a similar video to this when the Blu-ray for Cour 2 drops, and we'll discuss all of the changes to the physical media release of Cour 2, and hopefully there will be some corrections because some of Cour 2 was admittedly rushed and it didn't look like it had the same level of polish as Cour 1 in certain areas. The 13 episodes of Cour 2 were very battle heavy. It was literally one fight after the other. There were notable additions that were made to Cour 2, like the inclusion of Shinji's Bankai, the expanded fight scenes involving the Bambis versus Ichigo, and not to mention the all-new role of the Zero Division during the end of Cour 2, which saw them having an extended fight sequence against the Shoot Starfall, and not to forget the incredible Bankai reveal of Senjumaru. I think there were definitely some weak areas of Cour 2 that need to be worked upon, and I'm talking about moments where the pacing felt really rushed, like how Kinpachi vs Grammy had so many chapters squeezed into a single episode. Hopefully the anime staff can maybe expand upon that episode, give it a bit more breathing room, but to be honest, this is all just speculation, and I don't know the full extent of all of the changes that are going to be made to the Blu-ray release of Cour 2. I know that fans really want to know about the names of these Sternritter holy forms that we didn't get to learn about from the anime, and then there were of course the issues that people had with episode 21 when it had first aired, with rumors spreading at the time about unfinished shots and things that needed to be corrected, and I think there is a consensus that episode 21 of Cour 2 was generally the worst looking episode of the second season. And if you remember back to Cour 1, episode 3 was the worst looking episode of that entire batch, and there were some notable changes that were made to episode 3 when the Blu-ray version had released, with corrections being made for Kilge's battle against Ichigo. The Cour 1 Blu-ray release had fixed some sequences of animation, and they had also corrected the color of some scenes, and the only real new additional scene that was added was the Sternritter Bernice explaining how a shrift works. It was more of a deleted scene than an addition that was made to an episode. Now, a huge thing about episode 20 during Grammy vs Kinpachi's fight that fans were upset about was the omission of all of the people on the battlefield reacting to Grammy's meteor. So another major thing that they could be correcting for the Blu-rays is including some of the omitted or deleted scenes that weren't included in the broadcast version. Now, it's been over 140 days since the end of Cour 2, and we haven't had any new information about Cour 3 since the reveal of that preview teaser trailer at Jump Festa in December. There are a lot of rumors and behind the scenes talks going on, with some animators revealing that everything that was revealed during those preview trailers were animated just for those teasers, and there is every chance that they are not going to be included within the anime. Now what I mean is that these scenes that you're seeing on screen were created just for the teasers and are a lot lower in quality in comparison to what we can expect from the final version of Cour 3 when it drops sometime in 2024. So these two teasers that we received for Cour 3 are not an indication as to how Cour 3 is going to look like. I'm guessing that they scrambled something together very quickly just to have something for fans to look forward to. We can learn more about what is going on with the production of Bleach by analyzing some new comments that were made by Studio Pierrot's managing director. In a very recent interview, he had revealed to us about their thought process behind Bleach's 1000 Year Blood War arc anime and how things are going to be changing about its production as we go into the future. He states that instead of Studio Pierrot allocating all of its resources to create bigger episodes, the studio now wants to give back to the creators and the animators. So the studio director Kiro Itsumi states that first of all, there is a trend to expand globally within the anime industry. So for this reason, Studio Pierrot wants to create works that are of higher quality than ever so that they can compete on a global scale with other animation works. So this comes with various costs. Itsumi says a lot of excellent things here, as he states that in the past the anime industry had really abused its workers, and an impression was given that the working environment of animators had resulted in them earning very little in exchange for the production committees making high sales and earning big profits, and animators were expected to work in a way which ignored the Labour Standards Act, which must be law set out for the proper treatment of employees. However, in modern times, labour management must also be done properly, Itsumi states, as he disagrees with this idea of working to the best of your ability but sacrificing your health for the sake of doing so. The director of Studio Pierrot states that anime is made by people and not computers, so therefore if that person becomes exhausted, there is nothing that can be done. If animators are not looked after, then the way that anime is being created is no longer sustainable. Therefore, once Itsumi had joined Studio Pierrot, he had done a major review of all of the salaries of their employees and had even gone back and increased overtime pay by 20%. And this is all in the effort of making massive changes in improving the working environments of their animators. In order to create absolutely spectacular episodes, you need to make sure that the people who work in these episodes are paid better. Itsumi believes that it's better to give back to the animators and their employees rather than incurring unnecessary costs later in the future by fixing mistakes by rushing productions and letting their employees become exhausted. So when asked about how Pierrot will be managed in the future, Itsumi states that he loves when animators receive feedback from fans, like how fans from overseas had reacted to the 1000 Year Blood War arc of Bleach. Because they focused on creating a high quality piece of work, fans reacted positively. Studio Pierrot has been known to churn out weekly episodes of anime for years on end, but now they're taking a backseat, slowing down their productions and taking more time on the work that they are releasing. This can be seen just from the changes that were made between Cour 1 and Cour 2 and comparing this to the release of Cour 3. We know very little about Cour 3 in comparison to all of the information that was releasing about Cour 2 and how quickly after the first Cour 2 had dropped. These are just very positive changes that are happening behind the scenes at Studio Pierrot, and ultimately it means that animators will be properly compensated, and in turn they will create some of the best looking pieces of animation, hopefully for Bleach and other works from Studio Pierrot. Again, people are commenting that hopefully this means that Pierrot won't do weekly anime and they will only make seasonal anime from now on. I think with two big series like Boruto and Black Clover stopping indicates a new shift in the direction of the animation studio, and hopefully these two series will return but in a seasonal format, with priority being focused upon creating high quality work and not just weekly anime releases for the sake of it, because the entire anime landscape has changed now. It's just really nice, like fans are saying that Bleach the 1000 Year Blood War arc has been a catalyst for this change. I know that fans were disappointed that the 1000 Year Blood War arc was not releasing 52 episodes in one single batch, but honestly releasing it seasonally ensures that there's going to be a much higher quality, with animators having enough time to adapt the manga, and with Kubo even giving more time to include his additions to the anime. I think some fans are misunderstanding what what the managing director of Pierrot is saying when he states that there are no longer going to be 1 or 2 high priority episodes within every 13 episode batch. I personally think that he means that every episode he wants to churn out needs to be a high priority episode. This means that whether if it's a big moment or a small moment, it's going to all get the same level of love and attention, hopefully. This is all in stark contrast to the way that Studio Mappa has been managing its works like Chainsaw Man and Jujutsu Kaisen. Recently, news came out that some of the episodes for season 2 of Jujutsu Kaisen were completed merely hours before they were ready to air. This is of course because of the insane amount of workload that the CEO of Studio Mappa expects out of his employees, and it's just the number of animated works that Studio Mappa is releasing all at the same time, which has put a strain on a lot of productions, which means that anime are being rushed out, with specific scenes being really high quality. Overall, the feeling for season 2 of Jujutsu Kaisen was that it was an okay anime season, but it wasn't as good as season 1. I'm just really impressed that the animators were able to release such high quality work despite the insane amounts of pressure that they had and the tight deadlines that the CEO of Mappa or the production committee had refused to budge on, which meant that animators had to literally work themselves down to the ground in order for these weekly episodes of season 2 of JJK to release. Now, coming back to Bleach after talking about the state of Studio Pierrot, from recent comments made on Club Outside, things are looking very good in terms of Kubo's health, as in a recent health checkup, his doctors had revealed to him that he's very healthy. Whenever Kubo talks about his health, historically it's always been something negative, like he's either catching a lot of colds, or he has pain in his shoulder, or he's just generally not been feeling well. But in general, Kubo's health is looking really good, and aside from a few complaints that he has about his back hurting, this isn't chronic pain that he is feeling, it's just because of him having to attend a lot of events like the Bleach art exhibition or meetings with the anime studios, and in general just a lot of things about Bleach and Burn the Witch that he is personally involved in, and he's been attending events like Kruby Inside and even Jump Festa, so it's understandable why Kubo's back's been hurting. He's been doing a lot, to be honest, behind the scenes. Now, in very recent news, Kubo had spoken about how 32 voice actors were included in the dubbing process of a single episode of Cour 3 of the 1000 Year Blood War arc anime. It seems like this episode is going to be the 4th episode of Cour 3. Kubo had also commented that the voice dubbing for Cour 3 had started on the 20th of January, and Cour 3 is going to be very dense like the end of Cour 2. Now, the end of Cour 2 was very well received by fans, with a lot of us citing how the finale of Cour 2 had totally blown all of our expectations. None of us had seen all of these changes that were made coming. It's really reassuring to know that the dubbing has finally started, and it is really insane to think that 32 voice actors have gathered for the dubbing process of just one episode. And Kubo via Club Outside is hinting that Cour 3 is going to have a lot more content similar to the end of Cour 2, which honestly excites me so much about Cour 3 and 4. So in this image that Kubo included with his comments on the 32 voice actors gathering for one episode, you can see a script for the episode behind these treats that were gifted to Kubo. So on the right hand side you can see the red text with Bleach at the top, and at the bottom, if you look very closely, you can see where the episode title should be. It says ENT. Now, fans have speculated that this most recent anime episode dubbing that has happened may have something to do with manga volume 69, and the episode may be titled Against the Judgment, which is the title of volume 69 of the manga. So this of course is a script for the voice actors, so if episode 4 is called Against the Judgment, then we can predict that Cour 3 is going to end around volume 72. So Cour 2 ended halfway around chapter 609, which was towards the end of volume 67. So if Cour 3 wraps up in the middle of volume 72, it means that Cour 4 will have about 2.5 manga volumes worth of content to adapt, and everything else with the anime original. I believe that Cour 3 has more than enough space to make additions to content from volume 68 all the way through to 72, and then leave enough room for Cour 4 to just have so much anime exclusive material which builds upon the finale of the 1000 Year Blood War arc, and hopefully expands upon the epilogue of the Bleach manga, because the final arc of the manga abruptly ended and then we had a 10-year time skip which barely revealed to us much information about the fates of characters like Urahara, Yoriichi, Grimmjow, Neliel. So there's a lot of excitement for anime additional scenes in Cour 3 and 4, and Kubo is already promising there to be a lot more new scenes, so once again we have a lot to look forward to. And the most recent piece of information that I want to share with you is that Bleach and Naruto will both be receiving news next week. Now, we know that the original Naruto anime was supposed to have 4 brand new episodes which were to celebrate the 20th anniversary anniversary of the anime. They were originally supposed to air on the 3rd of September, but these 4 episodes have now been postponed, and we've had very little news about them. Apparently, extra steps have been taken in order to ensure the quality of these 4 episodes to commemorate the 20th anniversary of the Naruto anime. So in general, they just want to improve the quality of these episodes. Studio Pierrot states that they hope that fans understand that they want to try every effort to create an anime that lives up to the expectation of fans. These comments are in line with what we had spoken about the managing director of Studio Pierrot and his remarks on how they want to slow down releasing weekly content and to focus on high quality pieces of animation that can be appreciated by a global audience. So with there being news about Bleach and Naruto in next week's issue of Shonen Jump, fans have speculated that it may be anime related news, and that if an announcement is made now, they are still within the 1-month time limit before the spring anime season starts. But in my opinion, I do not think that Cour 3 is going to be airing in spring or even summer of this year. I think that Cour 3 will air in fall 2024, in maybe September or October of this year, and I don't realistically think we're going to be getting news in the next week's issue of Jump, because the Bleach news may be in relation to some pop-up events, or the news may be in relation to the new Bleach rock musical that was announced during Jump Festa, as there is a lot of promotion about it, as they are going to be covering events from the Arrancar arc. And honestly, these visuals look absolutely amazing for their promotion of the new Bleach rock musical. Aside from this, there have been some rumors about Cour 3 and some apparent leaks that have been releasing, which I can't talk too much about, but they do tease that there will be changes to the plot and how there are scenes relating to Aizen which will be changed. And similar to the first 2 cours, we're going to get a lot more Uryu scenes, but aside from that, I cannot really say much more about Cour 3. All I can say is that there is a lot to look forward to. You guys are absolutely going to love the next season of Bleach, and in my opinion, the later the better. I want this to be a really high quality series, and I want the final 2 seasons of the 1000 Year Blood War arc to feature some of the best animation and art, so that they can do justice to all of the new scenes that Kubo is going to be including in the anime. Because some of the leaks about Cour 3 hint at some absolutely insane fights and some insane new scenes which will be included, which none of you will be expecting. So for now, this is all of the latest Bleach news that we've had in relation to Bleach in general and the 1000 Year Blood War arc anime. I'm really excited about the future of Bleach. There's so much for us to look forward to with the anime, with the Hell arc continuation, with Burn the Witch as its own standalone thing. I do keep saying this, it's really an exciting time to be a Bleach fan, and I'm looking forward to hearing all of your thoughts about all of the things that we've discussed in this news and update video. Let me know your thoughts about the current state of Bleach in 2024. Are you guys really excited for Cour 3 of the anime to drop? When do you think Cour 3 is going to air? I personally think it's going to be in fall of 2024, but do you guys think that it might just make it for springtime, or it may even release in summer? And what are your thoughts about the director of Studio Pierrot changing the direction of the animation studio in order to focus on high quality works? I look forward to reading all of your thoughts in the comments, so definitely continue the discussion, and thank you for making it to the very end of this video, and I cannot wait to see you in my next news and updates video. A massive thank you goes out to all of my amazing Patreon supporters for helping to make this video possible. If you also want to support the channel and see your name in the end of my videos, then check out my Patreon, which has loads of perks like early video access and so much more. Thank you for sticking around till the end of the video, and whatever you contribute will mean a lot to me.